Hey there, this is Keenan and you're watching the acid drip. So we're back after yesterday's disaster, and I dropped my cup of coffee and spilled it all over the bloody table. So that was, wonderfully exciting. Anyway, after that little escapade, I kind of just packed up and went to bed. So today is Friday, the 28th. Basically the last few days of March. My goal is to finish this letter A tonight, and while I am working on this, I am going to watch a video game review for what would be one of my favorite games of all time, Fable. This is the anniversary edition though, so it's not exactly the original version. This is slightly different. Yeah, it's just not, this one's not doing anything right now. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, I just made a mistake. Oh boy, I just screwed up. Okay, and we are back, and we're still recording audio. Great. Okay, here we go again. All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so what I was trying to figure out, and what I think I'm starting to figure out, is if we look at this outline here in particular, this shape is too thin on this bridge piece. So this is kind of the piece that defines the A, and it roughly fits like this, and there are some accents in here and in here, giving it that shape. Now technically, actually, this ends something like this, where it was supposed to end somewhere like that, you know, which isn't bad, but there's just issues with this bridge piece not big enough. So if we measure it with my fingers, roughly speaking, it's like maybe ½ an inch, and then it needs to really be like minimum 3/4 of an inch. It really should be closer to a full inch in thickness, to be honest with you, just to give it the breadth that it needs, which means that this arc here is important to examine, because what's going on is, as I'm broadening this, like I am right now, as I broaden it, allows me to kind of shave away a little bit more from here, but it allows me to move the weight of it a little bit more upwards, and that gives me closer. See, again, we're going back to the 2B. It's kind of like your crayon, you know. I like the 2B because of that. Now we're getting a definitively sharper sort of design. And we're losing some amount of detail in the process, because, you know, that's what happens when you use 2B. Process. But the advantage of this is very clear, that it's giving me a very concise form to work from. There's a lot of fluidity to this, though, making sure that it looks, you know, right, and it has just the right amount of flow. Like this accent right here is important, not losing it. So I think that's a lot closer to what I'm looking for. And then as for this, I might shave it in, bring it just a teeny bit more in. And then this is pretty much fine as it is. I shaved that down a bit earlier, so it doesn't need to be shaved anymore to compensate. Kind of like doing something more like that. Just kind of like a clear hook at the bottom. Oh fuck, it's something like that. So, shit. See, the thing that I was debating about was whether or not to just have it kind of go straight into it. You know, and if I thicken it, I can't do that, but if I thicken it, I gain an accent. So it's like, what's more important, accent or like flow? Accents are interesting. I mean, kind of break up the monotony of the shape, but the flow in certain areas is maybe more important. Like I think right here, this is an area where I actually, so one of the things that I did while working on this draft, which was just, you know, the first time I was tracing it to try and fill the extra space, was I was trying to just see if I could do it and if I would like it, and I do like the outline of it. I'm just pushing the borders a little bit more. Sometimes you have to just, you know, draft something until it's like dead in the ground, and other times it just kind of comes to you. This is one of those letters that I have, you know, I thought I killed this letter off, and then I've now resurrected it, and then now I'm gonna have to kill it off again. I think this design is closer to what I'm looking for. It's a little bit thicker here. It still has the accent. It still has this nice crown piece up top with a lot of detail on it. I'm relatively happy with that. I have to figure out how to actually. This part right here is probably the most important piece right here, because that's what's going to convey the connection between the two legs of the A. So it's really important that this looks clear. So I think ultimately in this version right here, which is the print off, this side is fine. This side totally needs to get redefined. This is hopefully taller and higher up so that it's not interfering with this H, which is kind of like this part right here. Where that line is, that's kind of the top of it. Where I drew that line going across here. That's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm pushing this apex to here. You know, I'm making it more like this. But see, what happens is when you do that, the bottom flattens out because you've moved it up. And as you can see, this is clearly an oval shape. So what I'm really trying to do is keep the oblong sort of oval shape, but I'm trying to, and it's slanted. It's not just a true oval, or it's a vertical oval. It's more than just an oblong oval. It's a diagonal oval. It's a compound oval because this side is not mirrored on this side. So it's really two compound oblong ovals. So keeping all that in mind, I want the weight of it kind of leaning more this way to give it more of a feel of motion. Figuring that out takes time though, because I have to look at it and then I have to see what it looks like when I trace it, which I did here. I worked my way up this leg, I worked my way up this leg. This leg here needs to be a little bit thinner. But besides that, I like this. This is good. I like this shape, how I redid it, because I didn't like this right here. This is garbage, I hate that. This is much better. It's got more organicism, and I can kind of like, I think I can just kind of go like that with it and thin some of this out. I don't want to draw too much on this because it's pencil on pencil, but I want to thin this out, but I want to maintain that crown piece there because I like how that came out. You know, so it's just figuring out how to shuffle things around until finally things start to line up. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this for now. What I'm going to do is just, I'm just going to leave it. I think I'm at where I'm at, and that's it. I'm going to call it a night. I got other shit to do. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.